Everybody, I said that I was interested in finding out about the Magi, where they came from. It's not very easy. There's not much in the Bible about the Magi. Um, and it's only mentioned in the Gospel of Matthew that they came from the east, and at that period, the Roman Empire was the dominant empire, so it would have been further east. And I am surmising that it might have been the Persian Empire, former Persian Empire, where Iraq is now, for the following reasons. Um, the Garden of Eden um, was situated in the delta formed by the Euphrates, the Gihon, the Pishon, and the Tigris River, and this is in Iraq. And so the spiritual Garden of Eden would still be there. Now, in the both the Babylonian Empire um, uh, and also in the vicinity of where the Garden of Eden was, they found stones and relics with the drawings of the temptation, the serpent, and the temptation of the woman with the tree of life. I mean, the tree of good, eating from the fruit of the tree of good and evil. Yeah, but now, so the Garden of Eden was in what is now today modern day Iraq. It was the Babylonian Empire for a while. It was the Persian Empire for a while, Iraq and Iran, but more specifically Iraq. And now Abraham is one of our forefathers, recognized by um, Islamic people as well as Christians, as well as traditional Jews, the patriarch, the great patriarch Abraham. Now he lived in this great city of Ur, which is in Iraq, surprisingly enough. So the reason why I think that the Magi were possibly from the Persian Empire by the time at Jesus' birth, they might not have come. Apparently, they traveled a long distance, and they had to have been more than they had to have been more than three people, or they had an entourage, because and it was a treacherous journey across the desert. So they were traveling for weeks, maybe months, on camels, obviously. And they were obviously rich, having bought gold before they ventured on this journey. They bought gold, incense, and myrrh, as I mentioned. So it's not clear that they arrived on the birth of Christ. It might have been later, but it was certainly during his earliest years, while he was before the age of 2, because King Herod of Israel ordered all the male children up to the age of 2 to be killed. The Magi got to hear about this, and they went back by a different route. They also gave Joseph and Mary the means of escape with the gold, because Mary and Joseph were poor, and the gold gave them an opportunity to escape to Egypt. So these Magi were amazing. These so overlooked. First worshippers of Christ. First, to acknowledge him as king and as divine and as a priest. He is in the order of Melchizedek. Um, so I would think that to me, sounds very plausible that they would have come from what is not Iraq today, from the Persian Empire, because it all started out there. First, God's people first came from Iraq, in that area. Well, it wasn't Iraq then, but it was the Garden of Eden, and Abraham was from Ur, just outside of the Garden of Eden. Noah was from far out a couple of miles from the Garden of Eden. So all these people, former people before Israel became a nation, were from the Middle East and specifically from Iraq. So I pray blessings for Iraq since I mean they were home. It's a special place. The Garden of Eden was cursed, and Iraqis have gone through so much. But I think there are special people because of this, and most certainly these magi were wonderful. I mean, to worship an infant, to bow down to an infant, and these were rich guys, influential guys. They were magi. So while Herod, the king of Israel, was trying to kill Jesus, they were bowing down to him. It's an amazing story. It's quite unbelievable. It's the best angle, and apart from this, that is the best angle to it is all these wonderful magi. I don't know how many there were. Um, it's not clear that they arrived when Jesus was born. It might have been later, but it certainly while he was still an infant. So that's the end of my story. Thank you for listening to me. Bye bye. Still